Have you ever met someone who just lights up a room, a person who has so much talent that they shine? My guest today has been singing, well, let's just say for a long time. Back to the days when she was a little girl singing with her gospel choir in Baltimore to now. Brenda Watty has used her voice to spread joy and happiness. And as an adult, she got her big break by joining the Motown girl group. Remember when there were girl groups? The Marvelettes. And that's what they were called back then, girl groups. And she's also performed with, oh lordy, the Temptations, the Four Tops, the Crystals, Bo Didley, Ricky Nelson of Ozzie and Harriett, Desmond Wilson, and so many others. We take up the entire show just talking about her resume. She's toured Europe, and today she's got her own group and writes and performs her own music, in addition to those classics that we all love. Brenda Watty.
Yay!
Welcome to Suncoast, people.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Oh my goodness, sometimes people read off the stuff that I've done. Boy, I really did all that stuff too. I did.
You did.
I did.
And you're still here.
I'm still rocking, okay?
You are rocking it.
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Living here in Sarasota now. I mean, what could be better, son?
What brought you to Sarasota?
The beach. What else would bring somebody here? The beach. I love sun. I love the beach. I love sand. I go every day.
Well, Baltimore isn't known for its sun and sand.
No, they're not. Well, they have Sandy Beach.
Oh, that's true.
And it's sandy and it's orange, the sand.
Yeah?
Awful.
Ooh. Doesn't sound good.
No.
Now, in addition to all these other things that we talked about on your resume, you also work with our mutual friend Vicki Oldham, and you do trolley tours.
I just left her. Is that funny?
Oh,
I was singing
so
at the library in Newtown, and Governor Newsom was there. So I sang for him, because he was here vacationing, and he came to meet some of the students from New College. And then Vicki was telling some of her stories about the Black pioneers here in Sarasota, and I do that trolley and sing gospel on that.
What don't you do?
I don't do that.
Oh!
Remember that song by Meatloaf? I do everything, but I don't do that.
You don't do that. Oh, goodness.
What do we
but
do?
You have begged Mr. Postman.
I have. And I still do that in my show now.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, on my CD, which people can get, it's on Spotify, YouTube. Go to my website, BrendaWatty.com. It has Too Many Fish in the Sea. I put that on my new album.
It's a lovely song.
Yes.
So I still have to get back to Sarasota, the sun, the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, we're known as a cultural city, a place where the arts do really well here. Yes. Was that at all part of the draw for you?
In the beginning, no.
No.
No, when I was coming here, it was the beach. And then I said, if I ever retire, I'm going to come here to Sarasota, and I'm going to live here. And so that's what I did 13 years ago.
13 years.
And then I came here, I'm like, there's a lot of music and arts in this town. I could work. So I started working. That was it. I started working. I mean, when I first came here, I would go to the beach, have cute clothes in the car, dress in my car, and go do open mics everywhere. Like, this town is known for jams and open mics.
Yes, ma'am.
So I go do that, and then people heard me, and they found out who I was. And all of a sudden, I'm like in bands and singing and nightclubs and theaters. Black Coast West, I did the West Coast Black Theater. So it's like endless work.
I want to just touch on the Marvelettes, and then, because I want to talk more about the here and now, because what you're doing here and now is, but just to be clear, you were not one of the original Marvelettes, but with so many of these groups over time, they've replaced and brought in as people would pass on or go on to other things. And I think of our mutual friend, the late Mary Wilson, who
she did the
stay
same.
on. Yeah.
When Diana Ross left, she still wanted to work, and people still wanted to hear those songs. And Diana Ross had gone into other music, weren't really doing the Supreme songs anymore.
Right.
So Mary got 2 other girls, and she started working just like with the Marvelettes. The girls weren't working anymore.
Yeah.
And people were still hungry for those songs. So they asked, I was with another group at that time. I was with a group called the Toys.
Oh, sure.
How gentle is the rain. I sang with them way before I sang with the Marvelettes.
Yeah.
And then June Montero, who was the lead singer, and Barbara Toomer, they were going to split up. And then the Banner Talent, who was booking everyone, the Marvelettes, Lou Christie, Leslie Gore, Chuck Berry, asked me to come and do the Marvelettes. And that's how that whole thing started. Wow.
I am such a huge fan of yours, and I'm a huge fan of that music. Why do you think that the music of that era, and I will just call it the Motown years, you know, the 60s and 70s and even into the 80s, why does that music endure, do you think?
Well, because it was a movement. That's why.
A movement?
It was a movement. At first, it was a racial tension going on in America, like it's not going on now. But even, it was more, you could sing it about, like Marvin Gaye, what's going on.
Yes.
That album is the best album in the world if anyone got to listen to it. And it was music that was joyful and made you happy. You know, so if all the problems in the world are here, but if we have music that's going to make us happy, and lyrics, that's it. And African American women and men that are doing it, and African American man who's producing it. It was really a movement.
And a lot of it transitioned into the disco and dance era.
It did.
And
although Motown never got into that.
No, they stayed, but
R&B. Yeah, they stayed
strictly R&B.
Yes,
but disco almost became kind of an offshoot of
R&B.
R&B.
Donna Summers.
And even Diana Ross went on and did a whole bunch of disco, and
because it became popular.
When you talk about the joyful and the happiness of happy music, I think of disco, and I have to think of a dear friend who left us many years ago, and sadly was Sylvester.
Love him! I used to perform with him all the time, the Marvelettes.
You did?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh my God, I probably...
Fire Island.
Okay.
We used to go to Marvelettes, used to sing on Fire Island.
I lived in San Francisco in the 80s, and of course that's where Syl lived.
That's right.
And his producer at Megatone Records, Marty Bleckman, and I were friends.
Everywhere he'd go, he asked for the Marvelettes to be on this show.
Yes. Well, that's also where another famous singer. I'm thinking of the Weather Girls.
Love them.
Because they also sang.
Yeah, but at first they didn't. They were the singers, but then they tried to put someone young, little skinny girls out front.
Yeah.
But these girls are bad.
Yes.
Let them go. It's okay. It's okay to be big. It's all right. Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
It's okay. It's okay.
Miss Slim and Trim here. How do you keep in shape?
I'm a strict vegan, and I walk the bridge about 4 times a week, and I do Zumba, and I do my 80 push-ups a day.
So how are you going to celebrate your 50th birthday?
Right. Good luck. That's been like way back there. It's gonna be. I'm not even gonna say.
You don't have to say.
I'm not. I was almost. It was
a lady does not disclose
her age.
Just as a fat guy doesn't disclose his weight, right?
How much you weigh? That's okay.
Oh man. So, what's it like to be on tour? I bet it's all just glamorous and limousines and dressing rooms that are all...
Some places. We call it the Chitlin Circuit.
Okay.
You know about that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so, we did the Chitlin Circuit, so it was more southern, down south, dressed in the bathroom, get dressed in the car, the contours, the 4 tops, it was the Chitlin Circuit. If you ever had Chitlin, it stinks. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the Chitlin Circuit.
Yeah.
It was rough. You know, even being down south, people were did the movie about the Green Book. Is that
Yes, ma'am. What a great movie.
Yeah, and the Marvelettes and all of us artists knew about that because, you know, we would sing at these plantations, but we couldn't stay there. We would have to stay in people's homes, you know, put us up. You know, no, you couldn't go stay in a hotel because it was white only, but then they had their black hotels, which was definitely the Chitlin Circuit.
Yeah. And it just, I'm pausing because it was almost like it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, because there were some great times to be had back then performing, but also there were some ugly things.
You know, because we come from New York. We moved, you know, Motown and the Banner Talent booked out of New York City. So we based out of there. I lived in New York over 30 years. So when we would go down south, it's so totally different. It's so racist, you know.
Yes.
And we were like shocked, you know, because we've gone out of that, but down there they hadn't grown out of it. And we would perform down there a lot, and it would be nothing for them to call you the N-word. We went to a plantation and sang for these very wealthy people, I remember, and we were all sitting outside. We don't know, we were having a cocktail out by the bar on the lawn with everyone, and then they had someone to come and tell us that we had to get out of there and go in the kitchen. And I'm like,
Really?
Really? Get up. What are you doing out here? You know, we're like, have a good drink. So I told them, it was a African-American guy, and I says, go get the lady who's in charge, you know. So there's a Caucasian lady came out in charge, and I says, we were told we cannot sit here and have a cocktail. She said, oh no, you know, the help, you know, has to sit in the kitchen, you know. I said, well, let me tell you something, sweetie. If we sit in the kitchen, we're going home. That was it. We sat right out there and had our cocktail, did our show, and went home.
Good for you.
Yeah, we're all the same. Who are you?
We are. I don't want to go down that road because we're having too much fun.
Right.
But another day,
we'll
on
do
another
that.
show, there's so much of African American history that I want to explore, and maybe get you and Vicky to come in.
That would be fabulous.
And just so much. But these days, well, you've got an album. It's been out for a little while.
It's my time. Yes.
Tell me about It's My Time.
And it's a shame I have it in my car.
That's fine.
I was going to go like this.
No, that's fine, because you know what? This is going to be edited. and
we can always put the album on the table.
And as a matter of fact, let's cut to a picture of that album right now.
Okay.
And there's what the album looks like, and you can get this at BrendaWatty.com.
Yes, or you can get it on Spotify. You can download them all. Or if you really want the hard copy, because it has pictures of me and everything, you can just email me and I'll send it to you.
Oh,
and it's
sweet.
on my website, my email.
Your email, okay, BrendaWatty.com.
That's it.
And as a matter of fact, if you look at the bottom of the screen right now through TV Magic, you're going to see BrendaWatty.com right here on the screen.
Yes.
And we're just going to promote the heck out of you, but we're not about promoting stuff as much as we are about celebrating.
Yes.
And you've got a hit song on that.
I do. Girls Night Out.
I love that.
Do you really?
I love that song because I may not be a girl, but I know what it's like at the end of the day to get up and get out and have fun. I would. May I play part of that song?
Please.
Could you open the song, and then we're going to go right on into it.
Girls night, girls night, girls night out. Girls night, girls night, girls night out. Girls night, girls night, girls night out. Girls night out. It's 2:00 and the lights come up. They look at me, I look at them. Clothes all wet, hair a mess, makeup dripping down my face. So sad the night is over. Just another fabulous night out with the girls.
Oh my God, I love that song. And we were talking about R&B and how even though R&B stands for rhythm and blues,
yes.
this is not a traditional blues
This
song.
is really a dance song.
Yeah, it is.
And what happened is the concept of the song is because girls do girls' night out. Guys go golfing, we do girls' night out. We're like, hey, let's meet out there. We're going to go out. And then there's like 10 of us, And
you take over the place.
We take over the place. I do girls' night out all the time. So I said, I'm going to write a song about it. So keep your fingers crossed. I did submit this song. My producer, E.J. Porter, sent it to some people in California for the Girls Trip 2 movie. Oh. Yeah. So just keep our fingers print.
Let's not jinx it. I'm not going to jinx it.
Yeah. So that they can be in the movie.
Where do you get your inspiration for writing? For creating songs? Where do you get inspiration?
It just comes to me.
It just comes just out of the blue?
Yeah.
Like you could be driving down the road and then it just...
Most of the songs that I wrote, especially on this album, I wrote at the beach.
At the beach.
And I just I said, well, I think I'm writing, what should I write about? And then a topic would come. And then I would just write the story like this. I can finish one song in one day. I did my album, 12 songs on that album. And two are cover songs. I did one by Tina Turner, and I did one by Barbara Lynn. And the rest of them I wrote myself. And it was just on piece of papers at the beach, and then I have a writing partner, Mark Dorch. He would come over and play my piano, and we would figure out where we're going in the song. And then I would take it to my producer, E.J. Porter, and he'd produce it for me.
I got to get back to the beach, and I got to get back to the reason why your main reason of moving here was the beach. The beach. Is that your place where you kind of center yourself? Tell me about that.
I can stay at the beach all day.
Yeah.
From getting up in the morning, watching sunset, and go home.
Do you have a favorite beach?
No. I love them all.
You do?
I do. I go to them all, too.
Is there one you go to more often than others, maybe? Or not necessarily?
I probably go to Siesta Key more because I live there.
Uh-huh.
So I like Anna Marie. I like them all.
Yeah.
I just want to be by the water. So if anyone wants to buy me a house by the water, go to my website.
Or as an ex used to say to me, how much do you love me?
Ah.
Yeah.
Enough to buy a house on the beach.
Did I mention that was an ex?
You just mentioned that. I'm an ex too. We all have been exes.
What do you think of some of the young artists out there today?
I'm torn.
Yeah. Do you have any favorites?
Young?
Of the younger of a younger generation. Do you have any who you
Who
like?
I like?
Yeah.
None of them.
None of them?
That's terrible.
What about Lady Gaga? Not so much? No. Alicia Keys?
Yeah, she's okay. I'm trying to think did I like anyone?
See, I have to admit those are two of my favorite.
Right.
But you're a professional musician. So.
See, I'm a person who listens to the lyrics. So I don't care how good you can sing. I need to know what you're writing about and what your thought process is.
What the story
But
is.
I need to. Alicia Keys does have good lyrics, good words on some, and she's not dirty. So I would say I like her. I would not like her, but Lady Gaga, she's okay. She's not one of my favorites. No, these days, it's hard. I don't like it. It's hard.
All right. Then what of the classics? And you are a classic.
I like classic music, and I'm a classical music person too.
Okay. Oh, really?
I go to the opera. Oh, yes. I love. When at home, I'm listening to 89.1. That's my classical station. Mm-hmm. Alexa, 89.1 everywhere. She puts it in, I'm in my zone. I love the opera. Of course, I can't sing like that, but I wish I could. But I don't. The rap. I do like that African rap. There's some conga. Now I like that. I don't know what he's saying. Some conga, that's it. And otherwise, I don't like all those cussing and calling girls to be where I don't like that.
What about some of the of our generation singers who may be gone or who may still be at it? Do you have a favorite male singer of the past?
Luther Vandross was my favorite. Favorite. Nothing could do but be wrong. I loved Luther Vandross. Favorite. Loved him. Loved. Even I still like, or Marvin Gaye. Those songs were classic, classy songs. Lyrics were wonderful. But then I looked at it. This is what our generation is talking about. So the songs that we have of today, like your Cardi B's and all offshouts, this is what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, but you can't do. There's no other way. Everything's about sex, getting laid, and it's not. Everything is not about that. Because I have grandchildren, and they know every word to those songs. And I even say,
does that bother you?
No, it's not that it bothers me. What bothers me is that they become that. They become that because they're so inundated in those and the way the girls look and my granddaughter's here right now staying with me for the spring break, and we've had that conversation about she wants to wear eyelashes, and she's only 17. You're beautiful. You don't need that on your eyes. Matter of fact, it makes you look stupid, in my view. Some girls, it does enhance them, but then it gets to be it's overboard.
Clownish?
Ooh, clownish, yeah, it's too much. Because, I don't have any makeup on today, probably could use it a little bit, but I don't care.
You shine.
Thank you.
You glow.
I think that we get caught up in the superficial.
Yes.
It's be yourself. You don't have to be. And I even told her, don't be the tail, be the head in life. Don't be a follower. You be the leader. I tell all my children that. Yeah. Be the leader. Don't. If somebody else is doing it, you don't have to do that. And I know about peer pressure because I grew up. But I was never peer pressured into stuff. I don't think so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of kids are, because they want to belong, I don't care if I belong or not, to be honest.
But you do. You just do because you are a leader.
I belong in the category that I want to go into.
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm not going to belong into a category that you want me to go into. I guess that's why I'm divorced, because I couldn't get in that category. That
Join
was another
the club.
Category. Yeah.
DIVORC. Some great country music. Talk about lyrics. Talk about lyrics. Talk about brilliance. I think of Dolly Parton.
I like Dolly Parton. I like Gretchen. Gretchen.
Okay.
I'm here for the party. I love her. Yeah, I like Shania Twain. I like her. I like country music. I can get down on country music. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some great, and especially. Just like some Motown artists made the transition into dance, a lot of country has made the transition into popular and R&B and even dance.
I like how music is doing now. Everyone can do anyone's music.
Alicia Bridges, I love the nightlife.
I love the boogie. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a country singer. She was no more for like folky soul country singer. And then that song came out and it completely changed her.
Whatever happened to her?
I believe she's still around.
Really? Even like Joan Armatrading, I used to love her.
Yes.
What happened to her?
Yeah, I don't know. I lost touch with her.
They go and
I've lost touch with the universe, with the world, but that's
another story.
Oh my goodness. Where's my toast?
That's right.
Who the hell are you?
That's right.
I'm going to be fun in the nursing home. Let me
wait
tell
a minute.
you.
I sing for dementia and Alzheimer's patients.
You do?
Every day.
How do
I
they
got
respond?
one at 4 o'clock today.
How do they respond?
Love me. The singer
Well, of course
is
they
coming.
love you.
The singer.
Yeah.
One girl thinks I'm her sister-in-law. And says that she's leaving. Every time I come, she gets her pocketbook and she's ready to go. I said, I'm coming back for you. Oh, okay. Those people love music. Something just They know every word to every song I sing. They love it.
Makes me think of Tony Bennett because he's been suffering
Yes.
from dementia.
Yes.
But
Bruce Willis also
but they start singing a song, and it's like their brain
comes
that
back to that.
it comes
and
back.
I think that he did a concert.
Yeah.
Why he is
Yeah.
suffering with this.
And I think that one of the reasons why I mentioned Lady Gaga. I know you're not a big
Because
fan
I know
of hers.
she did a duo
She
with
did
him.
a duo with him, and they've become really good friends. And I've got huge respect for her, that she has embraced him and supported him here in his final years,
Yes.
and kept him in the public eye and kept him relevant. That's the word I was looking
Relevant.
for. Kept Tony Bennett relevant
Yes.
with duetting and the friendship. So what's next for you?
Well, I would love to do a documentary about my life as a Marvelette. You know, to show in the Sarasota Film Festival. You know, I would just like to do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to probably go around touring my life as a Marvelette because it's a story that people need to know. You know, because people always give singers not like me, but just use the Temptations as an example.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, there's only one original, so some people still don't look at you as you are a Temptation or you was a Marvelette because we weren't the originals. So I want to tell that story about the music lives.
Yes.
The music lives.
Yes.
You know, and it's okay for us to do that. You know, the music
Yes.
lives. I did it all, from my 20s on up until I was a grown woman with the original, you know, the original Temptations. Everyone toured with them, and that was accepted because they know the music lives. You know, because the original ladies didn't want to do it,
Right.
and the music lives. But some people, because I know one time we were in California, and there was an article, a negative, because we weren't the originals, and they put it in the newspaper, and I never talked to that guy about it because if he know the story behind it, it would change his mind.
Yeah.
So I want to do a documentary about that kind of. I'm not the only one. There's hundreds of people.
I know a guy who's done some documentaries. Oh, honey, I've done it all.
You have.
Let me tell you. But that's for another show.
Yeah, we got so many.
We've got more stories to
We got
share.
more stories.
Brenda Watty, thank you so
welcome.
much.
What a joy. It's been a treat. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for watching. And I want to just say that if you know somebody who has a story to tell, info@suncoastpeople.com, and please subscribe and like to one of these platforms. We love to hear from you, and we need the numbers, to be very honest. It helps us grow and bring more shows to you. Yes. So in the meantime, with my very new best friend,
Yes.
Brenda Watty, and I'm Robert Tim. Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you.